Chapter 1820. Emmy quickly arranged a team to accompany them, and Alex still drove the car he came in. Xingshi also got into Alex's car without hesitation. Afterwards, Alex drove the car and, under the leadership of the convoy, went to the residence of the Ito family. Although Beijing is one of the most expensive cities in the world, the Ito family also owns a private manor in a quiet place. The entire manor is designed with Chinese-style ancient buildings, which is very simple, but it reveals low-key luxury everywhere. Alex found that even the wood used to build the house was extraordinary. It seems that the top big families have no place to spend more money, so when building and decorating, they are completely trying to spill money everywhere. If you can use high-end ones, you definitely don't use ordinary ones. If you can use imported ones, never use local ones. In the final analysis, it is still a sentence, only choose the expensive, not the right one. Because Emmy called in advance, the servants of the entire Ito residence were all neatly dressed, waiting respectfully at the entrance of the residence, in the courtyard, and inside the villa. Alex parked the car and, led by Xingshi, walked through the beautiful courtyard and walked all the way to the door of the villa. All the servants along the way bowed 90 degrees, with a very humble attitude. The villa of the Ito family in Beijing is a huge multi-story wooden building. The whole building looks like a huge ancient temple, and the internal space is surprisingly large. As soon as they arrived at the entrance of the main hall, Xingshi suddenly leaned down and knelt on the ground, holding both hands empty, and said to Alex, "Master, please let me change slippers for you." Alex was stunned and hurriedly waved his hand. "No need, no, give me slippers, I'll just do it myself." Xingshi insisted, "I should help Master to change it. This is a Chinese tradition, and Master should just go to the countryside and do as the customs." Alex thought to himself, Japan has long been equal between men and women. Why in China do women still kneel and change shoes for men? But then thinking about it, since it is a custom of others, they may not feel that there is anything wrong with this. If they insist on opposing it, they will break the other party's rules. So he had to lift his feet up and said sincerely, "Then work hard, Miss Xingshi." Xingshi, who was still wearing a kimono, looked up at Alex and smiled, ashamed. She was so beautiful. Afterwards, she gently held Alex's feet with both hands and gently changed him a pair of slippers, then slowly stood up and said, "Master, please." Alex nodded slightly and walked in with her. Xingshi introduced to him, "This house has a history of more than 100 years. It was severely damaged during the Great Kanto earthquake. Because the repair cost was too high, no one paid attention to it. Later, it was taken by my father. He bought it and spent huge sums of money to repair it, and it looks like this now." Alex asked curiously, "Mr. Ito seems to have a soft spot for this old house? The house in Chengdu looks much older than this one." Xingshi smiled softly, "In fact, it's mainly because I like this style of architecture. After I moved from Chengdu to Beijing at the age of 14, I have not been accustomed to life in Beijing, so my father bought it here and spent a lot of money to repair it. And it became what it is now." With that, Xingshi said with emotion, "But I still like Chengdu more." Alex nodded and said, "This mansion is quiet in the noisy city. And it has an ancient flavor and charm. It is already very good, but the Chengdu one is indeed better." Xingshi said in a sad tone, "My father asked me to take over the family affairs. It seems that I will rarely have the opportunity to go back in the future." After finishing speaking, she looked up at Alex and asked a little pleading, "Master, I have a request. I wonder if you can agree to it."